All right, so I'm not like a super hardcore advocate. Um, I do try to support more of the more smaller breweries, the more local, more craft. I hear different variations of have to have maintain a minimum of like 51% to 60. Um, but anyways, Karbach, I did a few early videos where I found out they were bought by Anheuser-Busch. I don't know how much or what. The reason they were focusing on it more is they were getting exclusive taps. A lot of bars were actually trying to support the local ones, and they're like, "Oh, those are craft." So that's where they had craft taps. So because they couldn't go into those areas, they started buying what they could to still qualify as craft, which I believe is just marketing. Because in all honesty, the one thing people forget on TV commercials, all that, you don't really have to tell the truth. There's no legal obligation, to be honest. Even media, just all of it. It is 100% classified as an entertainment device, regardless. So no extra, there's nothing to read in it. It's just I'm making sure that's clarified. So my friend, she saw it as a good thing. Oh, Anheuser-Busch, oh, that's cool. It's like, no, but she said it was really good. I've seen this. A lot of my friends are trying it, so I just wanted to give it a shot. Karbach, love you. You did great way before I even had a chance to try any of your beer. They still make solid beers. I don't know if they have influence in it or not. I don't know what's going on, but they definitely have something going on. There are great people that work there, that live there, and it's awesome. The actual brewery is still really nice. It was already doing very well, and it's a good place to visit. So anyone that's looking into get into beers, period, and you're there, you're in Houston, that's something to at least check out because they got a really great profile of beers. They have a lot of barrel aged. They have a lot of things going on for them. So, and there's a Bush. You make good beers. You get people to my hair's like crazy, and so I'm not trying to stop or nothing. It's just I'm gonna do my best to help other local breweries over the major ones. Even Miller. I love Miller. I'm just, one thing they are bringing is Yinling. I'm gonna cover Yinling. Yinling was a great experience in my time because I was in Virginia. I was stationed there for 5 years, and I was like, wait, yeah. And every time I say Yinling, they think it's an Asian beer, but it's actually a traditional American brewery that's been around so long that it had an eagle. And Anheuser-Busch tried to sue them, and it turns out Yinling was around way before their eagle even existed, so they actually won the rights to having the eagle. So I don't know if you noticed the eagle's kind of toned down a little bit. There was no reason, honestly. That's why I kind of get away from Anheuser-Busch. There's no reason to sue. Everyone should be able to use that. It's the eagle's a living being, and you should be able to have your own pictures of it. But because they were a beer and they were a beer, and they both had eagles, they felt they needed to mess with them, and they got smacked. So on a good note, so Crawford Street at the Minute Maid Park in Houston, which I got to go to, thanks to my girlfriend's one family. They invited me to a game, got to hang out. It's great. It's a little congested in the area. Like the seats are really, but there is a sweet spot in baseball, if you know baseball at all, where the average player is right-handed and they hit, with their left arm, bam, and they have that sweet spot. They go straight over to the left. And when they built this park, they put the scoreboard in that area. The devices that control it. Some do it by hand. They're all different. It was just built so long ago it happened. So that was like the spot to just ding it and smack it and put, home runs and stuff into. So it's actually got copywritten. They use it for restaurants, all kinds of stuff. Like Landry's uses it, and they own Rainforest Cafe and stuff like that. So I'm going to put this out there. If you're in that section and you catch one of the home run balls that make it over, you get a gift card. So it was already a big incentive to want to have a game ball that you caught that the players were using. But then if you get a gift card on top of it for a nice restaurant, I need to be there soon. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try really hard. But then you're relying on the players to really put them down that direction. So to all the players that are playing there, it doesn't matter what team you are, put some damn baseballs down that direction. Give some people some freaking gift cards, because they're already going to be happy and they're already supporting you. You might as well just top off that day even more. So people out there, catch it. Whenever it happens, when everything's picked back up, catch it. So this is a Bock, which means goat. But as you can see, this is very light. So Bock just means goat. And what it was a style of beer. I don't know how it got called goat. And it was a brown beer. So there are different very ones. So for me, compared to Shiner, this is a a lot lighter. Shiner's pretty light, but this is pretty damn light too. Shiner still has a very dark, beautiful brown. This is very amber orangey sunrise, tequila sunrise. From what I've seen in the light, you can see, I can see it on the camera, yeah. So there's nothing bad. When you get a specific style of beer, there's qualities of it that make it that beer. And even though you lighten it or darken or change the malt profiles, there's just certain things that make it. And so whatever fits in the bulk category is still here. Technically, it's a lager. So in all honesty, as long as you have most of the malts and hops around that area, it's usually the yeast. The yeast is usually the kicker. So they're using the right yeast and everything. It's fitting in that category. The best part is my friends that were liking this like Bock beers. So to help everybody out, if you haven't been enjoying beers, they're too hoppy, too fruit, too citrusy, too piney, too grassy, and you're like, man. So like I always say, blonde. I always say, what's the other one? Golden ales. So I think those two are both ales as well. Bulk is a lager. So if you're already drinking lager, if you like lager, if you had a couple of brown beers and you don't know which ones you like, this is a big distinction. Helles Bock, and Bock are all lagers that are going to start fitting more into this category. Helles can get a little bit lighter, more like a wheat beer. It has that area where it can hit that area. This is going to be just toasty, malty. So the grain cereal feel almost like creamy because it reminds you of like grains because there's just a malt profile standing out so well that you're already tasting it all the time. You're already having it. And now it's in a beer and you think, oh, this is liquid. I'm not going to taste that. And you get some of that. It reminds you of like oatmeal or breakfast or something or cereal. It's because the grains aroma, they're already in there. It left an extra amount and some particles that still remind you of all that. So you have it already in your brain. You should already know this, but connecting is what you're trying to do. You're trying to connect the reminder of it. So it's very toasty looking, has the amber orange, clear though, very clear. So usually if you're a Shiner bulk liker, a lover, whatever you want to call it, this is going to be on that level. So already it's sweet, reminds you of cereal, some oats. It's very nice. It's very smooth. It's not super toasty or caramelly, but it definitely has a good malty profile. So Newcastle is a brown ale, but it's definitely lighter. So it's something that reminds you of this. It's something to look back to. It's very crushable. This is also a lighter beer. It's made for the ballpark. Having too many heavy beers can affect you. You want to be able to have a good time and get home safe, or be able to walk back to the car so your DD can take you home. So this is only 4.2. What is it? Yep, 19 IBUs, and yep, that's it. That's what you need to know. It's definitely made here. Karbach's in Houston, Eighth Wonder, St. Arnold, Sigma. There's a bunch of them. There's some small ones that I haven't gone to yet that I'm gonna get to them. Platypus Brewing, which is good. So here's something that you could probably catch at the ballpark. It's doing well. It's commercialized. I just saw 12 packs, 16 packs, and bottles now. Because bottles, even though a lot of them went to cans, there's just some very big advocates for bottled beers, and they got to produce, and they have them now. So there you go. I'll drink to that. Thank you, Karbach, for a nice bulk that you can enjoy on game day, and hopefully someone's pounding the damn baseballs towards the Crawford section so you can enjoy a wonderful dinner and a game ball. So win, win, win. It doesn't have to be a chicken dinner, but it can be. So there you go. 2 thumbs up and have a good night.